Hi, my name is Mourad Tamimant, and today I will be talking about the slow disappearance of the middle class. First, social classes are the division of a group of people based on social status, power, and wealth. Many aspects define social class, like occupations, source of income, marketable abilities, access to consumer goods and services. The different social status are classified in three major classes: bottom class, middle class, and wealthy class. Today people have more choice than ever. There is one positive outcome that came from years of technology advancement, and it is the diversity of choices we have in the workplace today. Now, more than ever, people can choose whatever they may see fit for their different skills. There have always been differences between different groups of people, as they all represent a key part of a functional society. In every society, it is important to have various individuals occupy many aspects of our labor force. From doctors to bus driver, every person occupies an important function in our lives. The problem is that with time the middle class is slowly but surely disappearing from the United States. This makes low-income jobs less attractive and harder for those that want a comfortable life. The more the years pass by, the more the disappearance of the middle class is obvious to many experts. A lot of people believe that one of the many causes of this is the high cost of living today. Many people feel that even with full-time work, they simply don't have the income necessary to live in the lives they want. One study from Career Builder in 2017 found that around 78% of US workers are living paycheck to paycheck. More than half of the people that work for minimum wage say that they must work more than one job to make ends meet. Another study found by the US Department of Labor shows that the cost of living is rising at an alarming rate. Housing cost is one of the most likely causes of this rise. Some experts believe that people's income have not increased enough to keep up with the rising cost of living in America's largest cities. One problem that makes the housing cost go up is the increase in demand exceeding the supply. Those that are lucky enough to already own properties are less affected from the rise in houses prices or rent. However, for young people, it is way harder for them to buy a house since the prices have skyrocketed. It is particularly harder for people living in cities like San Francisco. Another reason for the disparity between classes is the federal minimum wage. Hasn't changed since 2009. At least 29 states and large cities requires companies to give a higher wage compared to the federal minimum wage. However, for most people, wages have been stagnating for years. Some specialists believe that raising the minimum wage won't solve all our problems, but it could help in many needs. A good example that offers a good look of what happens when the minimum wage is significantly increased is Maine. Many voters from the states of Maine decided to pass a referendum that raised the minimum wage. This was done in 2016. The minimum now changed to $11 an hour and is going to be adjusted for inflation after that. Statistics shared by the US Bureau of Economic Analysis showed that in average people income rose by 3.7%. The increase in the minimum wage also made employment and hours grew, showing to advocates against the increase that hiring and hours will not decrease because of it. Having the minimum wage increase also had a positive impact on single mothers. There were 10,000 less children from Maine living in poverty compared to the prior year. Maine is an excellent example as to why the federal minimum wage should be increased. There have been up and down during those last 2 decades in the social classes. According to the United States Census Bureau, the top 20% of households from 2011 and an increase of $61,000. The OECD calculates in this last decade that the 10% are hitting new highs. However, for the middle class, it has shown a decrease during those 20 years. It passed from $73,000 in 2000 to $69,000 in just 10 years. Finally, in 2019, it went down to $58,000 approximately. Many candidates believe that they have the best ideas for income inequality. Many citizens want change, and most of the benefits are going to those at the top. So Democrats are offering a growing list of proposals, including dramatic steps to redistribute wealth. Andrew Yang was proposing to pay Americans a universal basic income. As to more progressive candidates like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, they want to raise taxes on the wealthy. More moderate Democrats like Pete Buttigieg and Mike Bloomberg propose to invest in workers in rural America. To conclude, there has been a decrease in the middle class, but it's never too late to make progress on it. As seen before, augmenting the minimum wage or living in a city where it's affordable can help to remedy some of the burden that Americans must endure. A good step to let your voice be heard is to go vote this November. No matter your affiliations or beliefs, people need to vote for a candidate that resonates with them. Thank you so much.